are the top 5 ways successful organizations are leveraging AiOps to improve their IT operations? That's the title of today's podcast. My name is Joe Hasenohr. With me today is Kevin Baur. Both Kevin and myself are solution architects from Micro Focus, specializing in our solutions that support IT operations. So Kevin, thanks for joining. Can you first summarize these 5? And then if we could, let's go through each one in a bit more detail. So what are the top 5 ways successful organizations are leveraging AiOps to improve their IT operations?
Sure, Joe. Thanks for the question. And let's talk about those top 5 ways successful organizations are leveraging AiOps to improve their IT operations. Those include, first of all, automated discovering and monitoring. And that automated discovery enables organizations to see the health and the impact of IT resources. And those could be across private, public, or on-premise solutions. Secondly, being able to centralize performance and event management. And that needs to be done across all data types, over 200 different domains, and feed those into AiOps. Third, we'll talk about the ability to analyze application health and user experience. And that means proactively monitoring the end user experience and catching problems before the users do. Fourth, we'll talk about automating AiOps and remediation, using automation across the spectrum of correlation, analytics, and remediation to improve root cause analysis and reduce mean time to repair. And then we'll finish up with customized dashboards and reporting to be able to show those actionable insights into real-time data for faster decision-making.
Great, thanks for that. So let's drill into each one of these a little bit with a little bit more context. So let's talk about the first one you mentioned, automated discovery and monitoring. Why is it important to be automated?
Right, automated discovery and monitoring. Why? Why is it important to be automated? Because, environments today are very dynamic. That's due to the use of containers and the cloud. So services can proliferate in both, right? You can start containers and stop containers. You can start services and stop services in the cloud. So this automation enables discovery of services created in real time and show what the impact is to the business. So how do we do that? By populating the relationships of configurations items in a database like a configuration management database. These are fed by underlying monitoring tools or dedicated discovery tools. And where? Well, again, new services pop up quickly in the cloud and on containers. So we need to be able to respond quickly and sense when those services and machines are stood up. So discovery and monitoring applies equally to private and public clouds. And that we support things like Amazon Web Services, the EC2 service, EC2 block storage, Microsoft Azure, and Azure Stack Private Cloud, as well as the Google Cloud program.
Yeah, so automated discovery and monitoring sounds key, but what about the second one, centralized performance and event management? Haven't IT organizations been doing this for decades?
So in some cases, yes, there has been centralized event management going on for decades, being able to consolidate all those events onto one console. Let me tell you a little experience I had a number of years ago with an operator. And his job was to scan through 50,000 events every day to determine which needed attention. Talk about eye strain. So now we're talking about combining events and performance data. So there's even more things that need to be monitored. You need to correlate disparate sources of data, such as log entries, object health monitoring, performance data, streaming data, user experience, and more. Historically, these different data types have been handled by different tools, and that leads to swivel chair management. So now you've got all this data, and AiOps is going to determine which events are the root cause and which are symptoms of the root cause. That requires advanced event correlation. That is machine learning to guide through to the root cause. So utilizing topology in step 1 and machine learning here enables root cause to be determined faster. The goal here is to efficiently determine root cause, fix it, and reduce mean time to repair for the business service.
Okay, excellent. So you've explained for us, so far, the first one, automated discovery and monitoring. The second, items, centralized performance and event management. How about number 3? Tell us about analyze application health and performance. There's many point tools, as you know, on the market today focused on application performance. Aren't they better suited?
And you're right. There are many tools in the market today, but then we're back again to that swivel chair management. And just monitoring the infrastructure doesn't tell the whole story. You need to include the application user experience. I think we'd all agree that IT organizations don't want the end user to telephone to be the alert to discover poor user experience. It's much better that when they do call, the operations and help desk can say, yeah, we know about that, it's being addressed, and hopefully they can provide an ETA to resolution. This requires proactive tracking of the health of your applications by doing synthetic and real user monitoring. First of all, synthetic monitoring mimics real application transactions at scheduled intervals, enabling the operations staff to know the applications are available and performing well. But sometimes users execute transactions differently or in a different order than the developers anticipated. And for these cases, you need something like real user monitoring to capture the actual user experience and feed any exceptions into AiOps, where it can be ingested along with the health and performance monitoring. Think about the use case where a real user is frustrated with the response time of an application. Operations would know the health of the related infrastructure is sound. In other words, the application server health is sound, database, middleware, network, everything is green across the board within their normal parameters. But by including the real user experience, operations can quickly determine it's not the infrastructure, but the application itself. AiOps can ingest the experience the real user had in terms of which steps she or he had used to get to that point and ascertain, is this an application flaw, a database lock, something along those lines. Now that the AiOps solution has the synthetic and real user experience data alongside the server, database, middleware, and network health data, root cause can be determined faster.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think we can all relate to being frustrated with the response time of applications. So it sounds like AiOps can help IT operations resolve that kind of a problem. But let's move on. That was number 3. Let's move on to number 4, automated AiOps and remediation. There's that word automate again. Does Micro Focus have a thing about automation?
Well, you're right. And for those following along, first we talked about discovery and seeing the impact on the business. And secondly, we talked about ingesting event and performance. And thirdly, bringing the application experience into the mix to determine the root cause. So what's next? Well, now you have to fix the problem, right? And think about this from a typical enterprise help desk point of view. They field hundreds of different requests that can be detected by monitoring, applications, middleware, databases, servers, network, and not to mention the Internet of Things. So in lieu of every operator being able to take some kind of remedial action, many of these incidents are escalated to some engineering or developer team for remediation. Now, those teams have to stop their primary function and tend to this problem. Customers are using automation features of AiOps to predefine the remedial actions that are required for events so they can be launched by their operators. Now, sometimes that may require approval and change management and so forth. And AiOps tools include integrations with service and change management to expedite that process. These types of remedial actions can be fully automated via an orchestration tool. These automated AiOps solutions give the ability to have repeatable, reliable workflows that eliminate errors created by manual tasks.
So let's say you've gone through and explained to us 1 through 4. Lastly, number 5, customized dashboards and reporting. So everybody has dashboards. Seems like this topic's pretty well covered, no?
Well, you're right, but you have to remember this is relevant on a few different levels, right? It's in terms of dashboards and reporting, it's relevant to the line of business or operations management. It's relevant for the end users, and it's relevant for the operators themselves and the engineering and developer teams that back them up. So it's not good enough anymore to just say the infrastructure is green across the board when users are complaining. It's where something like a dashboard for the line of business and operations management need to see how it's reflected on how well the business is doing. Let's take an example of a transportation carrier. So dashboards can show daily ticket sales versus application response times. It could show agent bookings versus mobile application bookings, impacts due to weather, fires, earthquake, natural disasters, those kinds of things. Recent social media feeds about the provider, giving us real-time feedback on how well they're doing. And streaming content, perhaps showing current political events. Now, on a different level, let's talk about what an end user dashboard might be interested in. They're probably interested in a subset of that data. Perhaps it's a better time for that end user to use the mobile app versus calling the 800 number. The dashboard could display the wait time for the next available agent. And the dashboard that the end user could see could show the carrier's customer satisfaction reviews, and that could influence purchasing. So lastly, let's talk about another dashboard, something that the operations, engineering, and developers can see to show the business impact and understand what their involvement needs to be to restore a service. They can also get a heads up to know where to go look for more data. Lastly, we also mentioned reporting. Everyone wants reports how they want them, not how the tools think they want them. AiOps solutions place their data into an open data lake that data scientists can query using their favorite BI tools such as Tableau and Power BI. Casual users can leverage out-of-the-box reports if they don't wish to create their own. So to summarize, dashboards and reporting provide an interface to visualize complex and massive amounts of data to enhance the role of IT to the business, influence end-user buying decisions, and decrease time spent by engineering and developer teams.
Okay, Kevin, so you've walked us through the 5 ways successful organizations are leveraging AiOps to improve their IT operations. Can you summarize again for us?
Sure, yeah. We first talked about automated discovery and monitoring, being able to see the health and impact of IT resources across different environments like private clouds, public clouds, and on-premise environments. Secondly, we talked about being able to centralize performance and event management and the need to do that across all data types and feed that data into AiOps. And that can cover inputs not only from Micro Focus tools, but also third-party tools. Then we talked about analyzing application health and user experience to proactively monitor the end user experience and catch problems before the users do. Then we talked about automated AiOps and remediation. AiOps provides automated correlation and analytics to improve root cause analysis and reduce the mean time to repair. And finally, we talked about customized dashboards and reporting, be able to show those actionable insights in real time for faster decision making.
Thank you. Excellent, Kevin. That was a great explanation of how successful organizations are leveraging AiOps to improve their IT operations. Thanks again, folks, for listening. And as always, Micro Focus is here to assist your IT organization in their journey to AiOps. Thanks again.